Alright, so I don't have a tripod at the moment, but that's okay. I'm just making this video because I had a little bit of feedback on some of the other videos I'm making, and I'm further into my journey than I was before, but in terms of further into autonomy, per se is not exactly true, but in a way it is, because what's ended up happening is as you pursue this, as you keep going down the path, what you find is that when you do swing, it's firstly less intense, and it's also the period of time you're in the low or the ultra consumption and sleep is less time. My last swing was 24 hours only. It only lasted one day. My worst swing when I started was like 6 days long. That was hell. That was utter hell. So that's really good, you know, and you got to see that as progress, because you are coming off the strongest drug in the world and its best friend. So, give yourself a little bit of grace with this. What I've found though, which is super interesting, is that I have had an intense desire to sell a lot of my possessions, including clothes, technology, like this camera that I'm filming this on even, I'm probably going to sell, because, I mean, this thing here, which I'm also going to get rid of, can do the same thing. I plan on having one piece of technology, which is an iPad. I think that would be very useful, and then this is now my phone, a light phone too. I've had one of these for a while, but I've never used it because I'm kind of wanting to get off technology a little bit, but also just use it in a more conscious way. Not get off it entirely, but just use it more consciously. Maybe I won't get rid of this camera. It's pretty good actually for what I'm using it for right now. Who knows? Who knows? And yeah, so it's interesting. I want to get rid of possessions. I got rid of so many clothes. I went through every single possession I have and got rid of it. Right now, I'm in the process of complicating my desires by removing my ability to use my bank card. Now, I know that's super intense, but what I've found is that since beginning this journey, I looked at my last 50 transactions, and I'd say 95% of them were buying food. So for me, I need to make it hard to get hold of my bank card and literally buy stuff. It sounds insane, but it will force me to have to be present with what's going on inside my body and not escape with consumption and purchasing. I will have a small amount of money on me to purchase a meal at a certain point in time, but it'll be more understanding and conscious, and I'll have to put myself through it because I want to see what's on the other side. I want to go through the pain. I want to see what my mind spews out, what kind of excuses and desires and thoughts come about when I literally have no choice but to not eat, because I literally cannot go and buy it because I don't have the ability to. Now, you know, some would say that this is probably like psychologically not very healthy, or like, you know, a very extreme thing to do, but I need personally myself to, for me, I feel like it's the right thing to do. I need to do this for myself. I need to make it, you know, change the environment, as you would say. And it's literally this tiny little piece right here. It's a tiny, tiny, tiny little piece of plastic. But you don't realize how accessible it is. You know, I'm someone who's learned about, you know, technological convenience lines, compartmentalization, security a little bit, right? And I understand how the convenience line works. And this is very convenient, right? It's super small, it's almost so thin, fits anywhere, and bang, you have money on tap, basically, literally. Tap, pay. These things also have money in them, hence why I'm getting rid of it. There's a few other reasons too, but that's one of them. And yeah, I mean, The reason why is because the autonomous state is wonderful. It's so beautiful. You feel so strong and powerful and loving, and you feel kind. People treat you well. And there's a certain clarity of your life that emerges in that state of being. So for me, like, to do certain actions that are seemingly radical in order to allow myself to get into that state further, and stay there longer, but also at the same time is like making it more normal for me to be in that state, because I'm seeing the negative effects of food and the pointlessness of it all. It doesn't lead anywhere. It doesn't give you anything. It gives you taste and maybe some pleasure, but it ultimately doesn't give you anything. It just detracts so much from you. And if you eat too much, you then just end up sleeping more, which then makes you depressed. And you'll only find out that sleep causes depression once you start to take it away, and you start to sleep deprive, and you start to use your nights. The current night I'm in now is it's been raining all night. So I've just been doing computer work, kind of sorting throughout most of my digital life and just getting things really, really, really simple, really easy to navigate. Yeah, it's nice, you know. But the thing about this autonomy is that when you're in those dry states, you know, I've gotten to like 36, 48 hours, which is not a huge amount of time, but it makes you really look at your life and you think to yourself, like, what do I really want to do with my life? What do I want to be? Because your whole psyche changes when the idea of consumption and rest and almost safety and the desire to make your life more comfortable, in the home or whatever, it goes away. Like when that's becoming no longer a part of your life, you really look and you're like, well, what can I achieve? And you're able to achieve great things because you gain energy. That's how I see it unfolding, right? Like really amazing feats of, you know, whatever area you want to go into. It's pretty cool. Yeah, that's where I'm at now. I'm at the point of complicating my desire, which is my desire is for food. But it's just a habit. It's not a soul desire. It's not something that I need to experience. I've experienced it enough. It's a very short-lived cycle that just fills you up and numbs the energies that are trying to come through, and finalize, right, and close the loop. You're just blocking that from happening, and instead you get stuck in a different loop, the consumption loop. Yeah. So it's going to be interesting. I'm making it impossible. Not impossible. I can go and retrieve this from where I'm placing it, but you know, it's a long way out of my time just to go and get a card, and then you have to look at yourself at that point and be like, is this really worth it? One day I might just chop it up, because like, you know, I can still use it to buy things online if I want to buy some stuff, which I still do. You know, there's a few things that I want to purchase because I've sold a lot of things. I sold a lot of things. I threw away a lot of things. I gave away stuff. And as a result, like, I'm just replacing the few things that I have, which is like not many possessions, with just a few quality things so that they just last a long time. I like them, etc., etc. And yeah, I mean, one other thing with autonomy is that, like, having someone to help you, to guide you, who's further ahead in the journey than you is very, very helpful. Someone you can talk to at night. I mean, if you're around doing this, there's probably not many people as well who are with you on this journey. So having someone you can send a couple of voice notes to, or share some information or a laugh, like, that definitely helps. And yeah, the other thing you need to do is you need to exercise, because when you do exercise, the effect is that you do feel energized, even in the moment and afterwards as well. The thing is that with your exercises, you know, the recommendation is running as like a base, as a primary, and then you can do other things on top of that, of course. But for me, what I've been finding is, like, you really want to get comfortable. I think I might make a separate video about how to get into exercise, because what I'm now going to do is like, you know, make it as comfortable as possible, right? And as simple as possible. The simplest way to do it is to put on shoes, a t-shirt and a pair of shorts and go running with no music or anything. That's the simplest way. But if you want music, I mean, there's a few different options you can take. I think I've now found the best option, which is a wireless headphones that have the MP3 player in the headphones. So there's no cords and extra stuff. It's just a music player on your head, which is amazing, right? And a good pair of shoes, but you know, I'm starting this in winter where I'm living, so it's cold. Some nights you go out there and it's cold. It's really cold. So you got to run to warm up, which isn't too much fun at midnight sometimes. But you eventually, what happens is you start to get very used to this. It's very normal. It's not completely normal for me yet, but it is more normal than previously, without a doubt, to go running in the night and then to get home and essentially you get home and the day continues on. It doesn't stop and start. So what you find is that you have all of this time and you need to find areas to put your attention into and things to do. And that's something I'm struggling with a lot. And what's happening is when you're thinking about these things, it's like, it's not that you're afraid to do things, but it's just like, you know, very slowly what happens is like the first 24 to 48 hours, you're not essentially super clear on where it is that takes you. And at that point, the food cravings are so much stronger than normal. Like this is like, I don't know, it's like getting off, I don't know what it's like to get off heroin. I don't think I ever will, I never will. But I don't know if can compare it to that. It's probably a little extreme, but it's so intense sometimes to just, it's not even it's to taste it, but it's also just to fill the void, because you feel such a void in yourself. It's not that you're feeling down or anything, but you just feel like this emptiness, huge empty feeling, physically and just kind of like emotionally in a way. It's strange. And food is like, instead of like doing something or whatever, you know, and maybe you don't have many people around, maybe you don't have many friends or anything. Like I have some friends too, but you know, at the moment, I'm not like highly social with lots of people around me, because I'm honestly, the hard part to admit is because you're swinging, you're fucking with your vibration, and you're going into like these very large dips downward, and people, when you realize that this is a game of your reality, you're kind of in essence kind of slightly pushing people away just by the fact of your energy, because you've kind of turned on the autonomous state, even momentarily turned it on. Now the implications of food and sleep have a pushing effect on reality, and people are less likely to reach out. But as soon as you get back in, everyone comes back into your life. But honestly, those 1 to 2 days, like, you really just have to go through them. And like, I've struggled to get through those 1 to 2 days so many times, cycle. But every time I learn a little new thing, a little bit better. Yeah, there's so much to unpack. It's really amazing. But yeah, my biggest thing is trying to find like 1 or 2 things that I really enjoy and focus on and do those things. My YouTube videos that I make here are just like, I just throw it out there, you know, kind of thing. It's not so much like a big thing for me. So yeah, anyway, leave it there. Bye.